Welcome all of you class. I am Durgesh Kumar Pandey. Class, I am going to explain a chapter in class 11 and the name of this chapter is Judiciary. Class, you know the government have a three organs: executive, legislature, and third one is judiciary. Class, the government have a three organs: executive, legislature, and judiciary. And today we are going to discuss the chapter judiciary, the third organ of the government. And the class, I want to inform you that this organ, judiciary, is an independent organ. Okay? In a parliamentary form of government, this executive and legislature both are interdependent, but our judiciary is a independent organization. Means he was doing his work without fear or favor, or its work without the influence of executive and legislature class. Class, these independent organization, judiciary. First of all, I would like to inform you what are the work of judiciary. Class, judiciary have a work like they settle the dispute among the people. They also settle the dispute between two states, and if a dispute between the central government and state government, it was also settled in the Supreme Court. Okay, so our judiciary's main work to provide justice to the people, to solve the dispute, and our judiciary Supreme Court is also the protector of our fundamental rights, and our judiciary is also the protector of our constitution. So these are many work. Our judiciary provides justice to the people according to the law of our country. Class, and ensure that the democracy does not go way to dictatorship. Means it also control our executive and make the democratic system healthy and avoid any types of dictatorship in a country. Suppose a parliament was making a law and this law is going against the constitution. Okay, so and in this case the judiciary have a power to cancel any law made by the legislature, and also judiciary control the on executive, ask the question about their responsibility. Okay, give notice. So our judiciary is a very important organ of the government. Class, I want to explain you what are the another thing about judiciary, like why we call judiciary is independent. Okay, what the things which make judiciary a independent organization. Class, judiciary is independent because their salary and allowance were arranged according to constitution. It is not depend upon the approval of need of approval of legislature in the case of salary and allowance of the judiciary class. And their job is a fixed. They will retire after the age of 65 years in the Supreme Court, 62 years at the High Court. So they have a fixed tenure. They have a good salary, healthy salary, and the fixed tenure make them independent. And if anyone want to remove the judges, it is very difficult. Like the removal of president is difficult. तो इनको हटाना भी प्रेसिडेंट की तरह impeachment process होती है. They have need the special majority in the both the houses. तो removal of a Supreme Court for their post is near about impossible because they have a need a special majority in the both the houses. So their job is secure, okay, and they appoint as a judge on the basis of their merit and qualification is the only criteria, okay. Students can complete their education just after the 10th to complete their 5-year LLB courses, then qualify the examination PCSJ, and after qualifying this examination he was appointed as a civil judge. The procedure of appointment of a judge it only depend upon his merits and ability, and senior judge which were after the experience got the higher posting. So only ability and qualification is the criteria for making a judge. And then in our democracy there is no criteria. The political ability or is not criteria for becoming a judge. Only capability and qualification and merit are the criteria on which the judges of Supreme Court are elected class. And another thing, job security and their salary are fixed, and it is not depend upon the parliament approval of the parliament. And in our constitution there is a provision that executive and legislature work according to norms की they don't interfere in the work of judiciary. मतलब हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में अरेंजमेंट है कि हमारे एग्जीक्यूटिव लेजिस्लेचर को ऐसे वर्क करना होगा कि वो इनके मतलब उसके साथ ऐसे सहयोग करें, ना कि इनके कामों में दखल दें. ठीक है क्लास. एंड वन थिंग मोर कि जुडिशरी जो भी डिसीजन देती है उसको किसी भी पार्लियामेंट में डिस्कस नहीं किया जा सकता और क्रिटिसाइज भी नहीं कर सकते. ठीक है. और दे हैव अ राइट टू कंटेम्प्ट ऑफ कोर्ट. दिस इज इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग. इफ एनीवन इज क्रिटिसाइज पर्सनली, तो बाय यूजिंग द कंटेम्प्ट ऑफ कोर्ट दिस will take the action such a person. So it give proper security to the judges. Okay. So these things make the judiciary independent, the constitutional arrangement and so many things make the judiciary independent organization, and by on that insurance the judiciary will work without favor and fear. Class. Judiciary is a very important organ in our class, in our India class. Next thing how we can, and our legislature is not involved in the selection of the judiciary. So SMAC is an independent organization. Next thing class, how we appoint the judges. What is the procedure of judges class. So next is appointment of judges. Appointments of the judges class कि how we appoint a judge. Class in our country there is a collegial system कि for appointment of a judge in our country there is an involvement of President, Chief Justice of India, Council of Ministers, and the senior judges also involved in making the appointment of judges class. What are the arrangement in the selection of judges? There is a collegial system. The four senior most judge make the collegium, and on the advice of this collegium, our Chief Justice of India give the recommendation for the judges of Supreme Court. And when Chief Justice of India giving the recommendation to the President, President is appoint the judges in the Supreme Court. But you also know that the President is always work on the advice of Council of Ministers headed by Prime Minister. So they are involved in the selection of a judge, and this collegial system is now established in the current time for the appointment of a judge. Because one another thing I want to discuss here, कि in our country we are breaking the convention, like during the Indira Gandhi reign rule in 1973 and 1975, two times, 1973 and 1975 in two times. First time 1973, after superseding the three judges, Indira Gandhi appoint Judge A.N. Roy. Okay. And again M.H. in 1975. And is this time Indira Gandhi government was supersede one judge H.N. Khanna, ठीक है? H.R. Khanna was superseding, and in 1975 M.H. was become the Supreme Court. So Indira Gandhi government was breaking the convention, and first time in 1973 Indira Gandhi government made the A.N. Roy as Chief Justice of India after superseding the three judges, and in 1975 the superseding judge of M.H. So Indira Gandhi was breaking the convention, but first you know what is the convention about the appointment of Chief Justice of India. You know, in our convention is saying the senior most judge was eligible to become the Chief Justice of India. This was the convention of India, but Indira Gandhi government was breaking this convention two times. Okay, class. So these are the things about the appointment of judges. In recent time, our central government was trying to make the another arrangement for a selection of the judiciary, but the judiciary was cancelled this arrangement. So now finally we have a collegium system class. There is a collegium of four judges who give and these four judges are the senior judges, and they gave the recommendation for appointment in the Supreme Court for the judges, and on this advice the Chief Justice of India give this recommendation to the President, And president was work on the advice of council of minister headed by prime minister. So president is appoint the judges in the supreme court. So these are the procedure of appointment of judges. And now we are going to discuss about the removal of the judges, how we remove the judges class. Next thing class, removal of the judges. What is the procedure of removal of the judges? Removal of judges. So how can we remove judge class? By removal of judges, we have a procedure, special procedure, like a special majority in the both house, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha separately. Okay? If we want to remove a judge, so we have a required a special majority in the both house, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha separately. You already studied in the class of elections what is the procedure of impeachment, what is the meaning of a special majority. There are two things in the special majority class. First thing, we have a need at least half of the member is in favor of your decision, and at the time of voting we have a need the 2/3 majority in the house for any impeachment. So we have a required a special majority in the both house separately for removal of a judge, and it was near about impossible to get the 2/3 majority at the time of voting class. Only one time in our Indian history, the proposal against V. Ramaswamy, Judge of Supreme Court, impeachment was organized in the Lok Sabha, and after this impeachment, an inquiry was set up on which the Judge V. Ramaswamy was found guilty, but due to lack of support, lack of a special majority, no can we take the action against these judges because they have no special majority against the Chief Judge of Supreme Court V. Ramaswamy. So in our Indian history, no judges was removing till today class. So removal of a judge is a very difficult task in our country class. So we are looking in the appointment of the judiciary who involved executive is involved in the appointment. Okay class, our executive is involved in appointment of judiciary. But if you want to removal of judiciary, so executive is involved. Legislature is involved class. So for appointment, executive is involved, and for removal, legislature is involved. So that is why these three organs are check and balance each other. So by this, the judiciary is controlled by executive and legislature. So this separation of power become healthy by the system of check and balance. Both executive and legislature control the judiciary. So it makes the freedom of citizens, is to make the system democratic class, accountable to the people class. Today I'm also going to explain the importance of judiciary. Suppose Parliament was making a law and this law was going against the constitution. So judiciary have a power to cancel the law which was made by the Parliament class. And our judiciary have some power like a judicial review. Suppose In the case of any law made by the parliament was going for a judicial review, and judiciary have a power to check this law, this is according to constitution or not. If the judiciary is find this is going to against the constitution or basic structure of our Indian constitution, so it cancels such a law. And I want to some new thing about the judiciary. You know, judiciary have a three level. Apex organ is a chief Supreme Court, and after this a High Court, and after this district courts. They have so many subordinate courts. So our judiciary is integrated. Means if the Supreme Court is order anything, so it is bound over the High Court. And if the High Court is giving order, it is bound over the district courts. Means our judiciary is integrated. They have a one system. Suppose any person is not agree with the decision of the lower court or district courts, so he have a right to go in the High Court. And if a person is not satisfied with the decision of High Court, they have authority to go in the Supreme Court. So we have a broad opportunity to got the justice through this procedure. And now our judiciary was doing so many work for the public welfare, like PIL, a system is PIL is introduced, public interest litigation. Now our judiciary is here public interest litigation PIL. So public interest litigation. According to this, suppose a person who is poor not able to got the justice because he is poor. So on the behalf of such people, another organization is also file a case in the court, and our judiciary was taking this case and provide them justice. So a new system of PIL is public interest litigation was introduced and provide the citizen justice class. Our judiciary was time to time enhance the rights of citizens, like right to life is possible only with the right to livelihood, and only right to livelihood is also possible only if a person have a right to home, right to shelter, right to safe drinking water, right to live in a peaceful environment. So these are so many rights are evaluated involved by the decision of the Supreme Court. So by the interpretation of the Supreme Court, many rights are coming among us, like the right to safe drinking water, right to privacy, right to live in a peaceful environment. You have a right to health, right to livelihood, right to home, shelter. These are the rights are coming under the right to freedom after the explanation of judiciary. So these rights are come after the interpretation of judiciary. And similarly, in the case of Kesavan Bharti in 1974, in the Kesavan Bharti case in 1974, our judiciary gave an important decision class. I want to give you about information like Kesavan Bharti case. In this case, judiciary was saying about the basic structure of the constitution. Okay, class? Basic. Like equality, justice, and fundamental rights are the basic structure. And judiciary is the authority who decide what the things are basic structure. So judiciary is saying that parliament cannot change the basic structure of our Indian constitution. Okay, so power of the parliament is limited about the change of the constitution. So new words are involved by the explanation of judiciary class.